Oh, before I forget, I found this heater the other day. Little Vulcan thingy. So it slides on this way. And there's the elements, and there's the fan. They don't make them like this anymore. I got it home, plugged it in, nothing happened. Nothing at all. So pulled it apart, went straight to the thermal switch. That was fine. But the wire between the thermal switch and the control panel seems to be open circuit. So I played around inside here and there's a fuse. And that has died over many years. This takes 10 amps. And the fuse is rated for 10 amps. So, see if I can get a new fuse or just bypass it for now. So, yeah. See about this one. I cleaned up this little heater and gave it a little rewire. Let's see if it works. We'll start with fan. Cool. Low heat. Yeah, nice and warm. It goes to slow fan on low heat. Medium. Yeah, it's nice and warm. It's still on low fan. And high. High fan and hot heat. So I'll put it all back together now. Don't want to leave it on high too long because that's on. Oh, there we go, all together. Blowing nice hot heat at me now. Cool. Not a bad little unit. Just put it on medium. Cool. I'm giving that little heater a test run in here. God, it blows a lot of air. And it's just about as good as that ceramic one I got. It just takes 400 watts more. It puts out a lot more airflow. So I'd say this is just as good as the ceramic one, or if not a tiny bit better. Cool. This would have been a really good heater next day. Probably was worth a bit of money too. I started playing with these vacuum cleaners and I got a bit carried away, so I thought I might get the video camera and do a video at least before I finish. The other one's stripped and gone. The one with the cord cut off. Now as you can see, how it covers that. Yeah, that's the cover from the old one. A bit tired. And here's the motor from it. They're a weird motor. They're all separate. There's the base plate and the seized bearing. But I should be able to replace that bearing. So I'll drill that plate out and go and get one new bearing for this one, when that one fails. So that'll be the same. That one's a bit noisy. But I had this one apart and moved it all up and made it as good as I can for the time being. That's a 12 volt globe that actually uses the windings of the motor to drop it from 240 volts to 12 volts. Thought someone would find that interesting. What else? There are the brushes. Got a spare belt now. That drives the brushes off the motor underneath. There's a pulley, I'll show you later. So it's all good. I'm going to make one good back out of the two. Yeah, there's the motor again. I was going to give it to Ed to fry it, but when I found out that it should be fixable and it comes apart easy, maybe not. It's got good brushes. So I'll continue on. Let's see what happens when I put power to this. If anything horrible happens. Just make sure there's nothing under it. Cool. Oh, it definitely sounds better than it did when I test ran it before. It sounded like it had rocks in it. Cool. Here's underneath it was all assembled. You take this plate off, right here. There's the drive belt. You've got to put it on a certain way so it throws the shit that way. Bearings are still a bit dry, but that should work well. Let's give it a test, eh? Plug it in. Cool. I just gave this a test vacuum. My God, does this work good compared to any new one. I mean, yeah, it's probably not the best for your carpet, but yeah, it works great. I love the way when it's loaded up the light gets brighter because of the magnetic field and all that other rubbish in the motor. It's plugged in. So we have to plug it in first. It's plugged in. I thought I'd turn some lights off. So. The motor itself actually sounds very healthy now. It's just the power head bit that's very loud. It goes very fast on these, as you saw. So, no, I'm very happy with that. So, and yeah, I like the light. That's pretty cool. It's just like a 18 watt car globe.